G'day guys, right here, your coffee coach, and I'm joined with Mark, the inventor and designer behind the Trinity Zero pod and the Trinity Zero, and of course, you might remember the Trinity One, which is a 3-in-1 brewer. These are brilliant designs, and you're a gift to the coffee community, so thank you so much for coming on, and I want you to take us through the thought process behind these new brewers and also your preferred guide, because obviously everyone will have their different approach.
Yep.
But what do you do when you brew at home?
Yep, awesome, mate. Well, again, thanks for having me. It's just a real privilege to come along. So yeah, these are my newest products. It is called the Zero, as you mentioned. So I guess the mindset behind that is all about trying to minimise the environmental footprint of the manufacturing. So this is actually the most lightweight coffee press that I'm aware of out there. It's very, very small. So it only has about a 50mm profile, and it comes in a very, very small package. Yep. And we're trying to just keep it super lightweight. This will appeal mostly to people that are into minimising their impact, but also for the outdoor enthusiasts.
Literally fits in my pocket.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah,
that's how small it is. It's really, really compact.
Yeah, and I'll go through how to brew with that in a minute, but the next iteration of the Zero is what we see here. As you can see, it is slightly larger. This is more designed for an all-purpose kind of, still minimal. It's still only half the size of probably most coffee presses you'll see out there, but it is a bit more versatile than the original model. So mentioned the pod, so it is called the Z-POD edition, and it comes with this silicon reusable coffee pod. The idea of this is that if you are going for your hike or if you're going camping, you can pre-grind your coffee, have that ready to go and take with you. There's also the option to purchase additional Z-PODs. So anyway, that comes with it. But you are also able to then just to brew various methods at home. So I'm going to show you what I call is kind of the more immersion method. It's not exactly immersion because it is a kind of immersion hybrid with a drip. Yeah, so the way that works, I'll grab the scale here. We'll get all this ready to go. But yeah, you just start with, you place your brewer onto your scale. If you're using a scale, I've got a paper filter. Now they come with 100 filters. The paper filter is a little bit smaller than what you would probably see on other products. I think it sits around 51mm. And that just is placed into the bottom. Is that water ready to go? Awesome. So I'm just going to give that a quick rinse. Let that drain through. And now, the way that it works, you can dose pretty high with this one, the Zero. So I've got about 12 grams today, but you can dose probably up to about 18 grams, I would suggest is probably a limit. But that will allow you to kind of adjust your water recipe. I'm going to use 200 mils of water, but if you're going up to 18 grams, you might even get as high as about 300 mils of water in it. So a bit more brew capacity. This one here has only got about 100 mil brew capacity, and the way that you would brew that on the field is that you kind of increase the extraction strength. So I use about 18 grams of coffee in the basket on this one, brew with 100 mils of water, and then just add the water into your cup to taste. Yeah. So again, that's a more lightweight approach. But here we are sitting in the cafe. This is probably a great option to use. Just discard of that water at the bottom. We've got our coffee now that I'm going to add to the chamber. And then we are going to grab the water. And as soon as I start pouring, I'll hit that timer, start timing the brew. What we're going to do here, you'll notice with the chamber, it's got a bit of a stepped design. So if you fill about 50 mils of water, that would actually fill up to the bottom of the coffee chamber part of the water chamber. From there, it kind of widens out, and then the balance of the chamber is for water. If you're using the pod, you'll find that basically the water chamber above will then just press through into the pod in that coffee chamber at the bottom. Yeah,
and you've got a little marker there that says bloom, so
correct.
I think that's a really good guide for people.
That's right, yeah, so if you don't have your scale, if we just filled what we see there, it will be roughly the bloom. I'm going to give that a bit of a stir just to get the grounds evenly saturated. And then about 30 seconds has gone, we will now fill the balance of the water. So with this, as I mentioned at the start, it is a bit of a hybrid of immersion and drip. So all of the coffee is in contact with all of the water at once. There's our 200 mils of water. I'll just put that aside if you don't mind. But at the same time, it is dripping through. So I suppose it's probably most closely related to the no bypass brewers that are out there. But we give this a stir just to get that drawdown going. The difference with the no bypass brewers, however, is that I've got this pump lid that comes with it. So what we can do is we aim for our brew time. In this case, I'm going to go for about 2 minutes 45. And then whatever's left in the chamber, we can add the lid and control the drawdown at the end. So that way you're never going to overshoot your brew, which is, I think, a really good advantage. Still a very simple process. So once that water's in, you can simply walk away, let it kind of drain through and let it do its thing, basically, and adjust your recipe to taste from there.
For me, all of your products are really thought through. Like, they aren't just another replica of something that already exists. You've looked at a problem that exists in the marketplace and gone, how can I improve on that, or just, you know, tweak that design to come up with something that just enhances it. And, you know, this is that exact example. You know, if you want to go take it camping with you, you've got the control, you don't have to worry about, you know, dragging your Acacia scales through all the trekking through the wilderness. You've got it already there. So whereas it might not be as precise as you making it at home, you still get very accurate results, really clean flavors. Look at the color coming through there.
Yeah,
it's just
very
gorgeous.
clean.
Like,
the paper does a great job, and it is versatile, as you say. Like, when you're out camping, the other great thing about the Z-Pod, when you finish your brew, you can simply just lift it out, and you don't even, if you're in a place where you don't want to deal with the cleaning, you don't even have to clean it on the spot. I mean, I put it back in the bag and then clean it at home when you get home. So it means that I actually can use one. I can make one coffee. I take that out. I put the next one in, make the next coffee, take it out, and in that whole process, not even have to deal with the grinds at all. Clean that later. That's all fine. So now we've hit about the 3 minutes. So I've probably gone a bit over the brew time, but at the end there, we'll give that a swirl. And as I mentioned, the great thing about it, like with a normal no bypass brewer, if it's not dialed in exactly right, there's nothing we can do at this point. We just have to wait.
You're stuck.
And we're going to be over extracting. Whereas now, using this pump, I can just place it on top, give that a turn. It's got a lockable lid on this model, and then we just go and press that through at the end. So that's now going to speed up the final stage of the extraction. And as you can see, it does have a beautiful colour of filter coming through. If you're not using the paper, it actually also does have a stainless steel filter anyway. So this is kind of, in a sense, double filtered. You can see it's very well filtered at the bottom. This pump has also got a non-return valve on it, so we are building up pressure in the chamber, which it adds a bit of another kind of, I suppose, an alternative approach, because we are building up pressure. So it's not like we're just pressing it through. There is a bit of force behind that final extraction as we draw it down.
And that gives room for your brewers in the audience to really play around with the recipe, to really hone it into whatever the roast or the origin that they're using, and, you know, what they prefer, which I love that. Sort of, have you got much feedback from, like, the audience about going, oh, well, I've done it this way to really just enhance it? Like, do you have that communication with the audience?
Well, this one's so new. It's only just come out. So, of course, if you guys have been out there, if you've given it a try, please, definitely comment below. I would love to hear, even via you, if your customers hear any feedback, let us know. Yeah, of course, we would love to hear that and see how your experience with the product goes as well. Well,
why don't I say, if you comment and like this video, then I'll put you in the draw to send you, wherever you are around the world, I'll send you the Trinity Z-POD, so Zero Z-POD edition, so that you can try it and then give your feedback to us. I will also give you 200 grams of this filter blend that is still in development, so it doesn't have a name, it's blank label, but it's got an anaerobic fermented Colombian, some Guji and Yirgacheffe to just help balance that out while keeping that complexity and not overpowering it with that fermented boozy flavour. I'll send you that. Because we had a good success with another giveaway that we did, I will do that so that Mark can get some feedback about the recipes that you've come up with to really get the best out of this coffee. So, yeah, as I said, like the video and comment, and then wherever you are in the world, I'll send this to you.
All right, well, we should probably taste the coffee today. Let's see how we go. So yeah, beautiful clarity. It's a bit like the Delta Press in that regard. Like, it's got that nice very clean filtered result. Definitely no bypass. The filter is being, you know, it's, as I said earlier, double filtered really. And that brew time was about right on the money, so let's see what it tastes like.
That is good. Oh, again.
It's lifted. It's got
really,
a bit more.
Yeah, and different, you know, we're using the same coffee as we ran through the Delta press, but I'm experiencing, again, different flavours there. It's a lot more, less, I guess, bright in terms of the acidity, but really just that mouthfeel, silkiness, and just balanced. Like, it's really lovely. Just got a bit more a deeper body. That is stunning.
Excellent.
Yeah. Well, there you go. If you want to check out more about Mark and his other inventions, you can see some other videos here on this channel, but also you can follow Mark on Instagram. And what's your handle on Instagram?
Just Trinity Coffee.
Trinity Coffee, or check out any of the products. But I really think that if you're interested in taking your coffee to the next level on the move as well, or even at home, then you should check out the Zeros, because they really are brilliant designs. And yeah, I think that's it for us. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this. I'm Ryan, your coffee coach, and as always, enjoy your brew.
Cheers. Thanks, mate.